made jokes about everything. There were so many things.
I've never set off an explosive in my whole life before. It was so awesome. But he said, this is protocol. You have to do this. You have to yell, fire in the hole, right? Which is what I normally yell after a weekend in Tijuana. You know what I'm saying? Like that's... Did you get that one? Okay, cool. It's still burning. All right. It is still burning. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. It's credit to these guys. They don't know.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Find the Funny. This is part 2 of the military tour series that I'm doing. We're going to have so much fun. You guys are going to learn so much information today. So thanks for joining me right here on Find the Funny. I'm Lisa Alvarado. Let's get started. So when I got to the base, what I like to do is I talk to the soldiers. I talk to the people that are walking us around the campus, and I call it a campus, but it's a base. And they're showing us what they do every day. So like I said, we got to get in tanks. We got to shoot guns at some bases. Depending on the other base, you get to check out the K9 unit. There's so many different things that they take you into these simulators, and you get to experience what they do every day. But when I'm on the base, I love to just interview them and ask questions.
Right.
Like, what's the hardest thing for you? Or tell me the inside scoop, because everybody's got an inside scoop. It doesn't matter where you are, where you come from. Everybody has jokes about what they see every day. One of the things that a soldier told me about on base is that every single base has a bomb shelter. They call it the bunker. And it was crazy that inside the bunker, it's 120 degrees outside and it gets hotter. Inside the bunker, it's probably 145 degrees. Like you can't even walk in there and breathe. It's obviously very secure. So what we found out is a lot of the bases use the bunker to get busy.
Oh.
Yeah, because everybody has roommates, right? And you're never really alone on the base. So where do people go?
That's so
the bunker.
Funny. Oh my gosh.
They go to the bunker.
Wow.
And I brought this up at one of the bases because somebody told me, and they don't know that we know the insider stuff because I asked the questions.
Right.
I brought it up and the whole room erupted.
Oh my gosh. And I'm in a dating world a little bit. Are you guys dating, online dating? You guys can't do that here, right? Is there a base thing? Oh, okay. Everybody's like, I got my VPN on. Right? Is that what's happening? I heard people get a little funky in the bunker. Is that happening? Did I just out you guys? I'll see you in the bunker later. All right, so.
And I was like, why is this getting such a huge laugh? It was because earlier that day, they all got an email to stop fucking in the bunkers. Literally, the base commander was like, will you guys quit? Can you stop fucking in the bunkers?
Oh my God.
It literally happened. So
That's
it
so
exploded.
Awesome.
So I love talking about stuff that they see every day.
Right.
Another one of the jokes and things I talked about on base is one of the bases, actually a couple of them. We went to like 8 different bases. A couple of them, the MPs, the military police, the guys that nobody likes because they're like the hall monitors or like they're like the, what do you call those people in college? Is it hall monitor? No, there's another name for it.
Oh gosh.
You get in trouble if you break the rules. So the MPs on the base are not very liked by a lot of the soldiers because they get tickets or they get written up. These 2 bases actually gave the soldiers tickets for jaywalking on the base.
Oh my gosh.
It's a gravel road. There is no lines. There's no button you press. There's no street lights. So if you cross sideways, you get a ticket. They literally write you a ticket. and you can get in trouble. I mean,
jaywalking in regular is a stupid ticket. Like
I
jaywalking
know.
on a gravel road.
Right. These guys are literally risking their lives every day and will get a ticket handed to them. And so I was making fun of the military police from the stage, which all the soldiers loved.
And I was walking around the base. They give jaywalking tickets. Are you kidding me? Like, you guys defend the country and they're going to give you a ticket for jaywalking, especially on that beach? You can't fucking go diagonal when you gotta take a shit. You gotta walk this way and that way. This way and that way.
But then at the end of the show, the military police actually wrote me a ticket. Yeah, because I made fun of them. So they wrote me a ticket and they cuffed me. I'm not even kidding. I requested a strip search. I'm still waiting. But they cuffed me literally on the stage, wrote me a ticket, and they were so fun.
Gosh,
they were totally,
hysterical.
they're like, you have no idea how many people get pissed, but this is our job. And if we didn't do this, like, here's these guys fighting for our country, putting their life on the line. They get a ticket if they don't wear a helmet when they're riding a bike.
Wow. Yeah.
What?
Wow.
So
Holy cow.
the fun part was that I also got to put the cuffs on them.
Oh.
And they were very cute. Here's a video of that.
Oh my gosh, how hysterical.
Oh my gosh. And these guys, I'm not even kidding you. They were straight and they look like that. And like,
Straight and they look like that.
and they have bulletproof vests on. They carry guns. I mean, all this weight that they have on them, it's like a workout just walking across the street. They were so fine. Oh my gosh, I was going to stay in Kuwait, you guys. But then I'd have to wear long sleeves and that wouldn't work.
You could be one of the Real Housewives of Dubai.
Oh my gosh.
It's a
Could
brand
you
new
imagine?
show. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
In Dubai?
Yes. I'm curious what that would look like with half the people covered and half the people like the Kardashians.
Well, in Dubai, they're definitely a lot more out there. You can if you're in the touristy areas, for sure.
Yeah.
You can wear pretty much whatever you want. But if you go to the more secluded outer city area, you can't. You got to be really careful. But oh my gosh.
Yeah, Real Housewives of Dubai.
The weather in Dubai is inferno hot.
My feet's on fire.
Dubai is hot, but I come in hotter.
This was the straw that broke the camel's back. And there's a lot of camels in Dubai.
I've been to Dubai before and I've ridden on a camel, but I have never seen a group of camels just running wild. Like, we were driving down the street
camels.
And I thought that they were just like a family of camels or what. There was like 12 of them that came up to the cars. We pulled over because we didn't want to hit any. They were huge. They were taller than the cars.
Wow.
And here's me. I'm dumb, right? So I walk out. This camel starts chasing me.
Oh my gosh.
And they're huge. And the guys are like, get back in the car. But I'm like, it looks like it's so docile.
A nice little camel.
What's it gonna do? Spit on me? What? That's what they're supposed to.
It's a cute little camel,
right? And they were like, you don't know if it's one of the ones that is owned and it's docile, so it's best to not touch them, and you don't know if it's gonna bite you or
might be rabid.
Yes, but I was like, oh, I want a selfie. Here's that video of the camel.
Are they nice?
Carmen got the whole thing on camera of me running.
Lisa!
Their legs are so long. One of their steps is 5 of my steps.
Oh, wow.
So as soon as it came close, I was like, I got to run. I got back in the car.
Lisa! I'm getting
beautiful, though.
They're so beautiful.
Then once I got inside the car, it came and almost stuck its head in the window, and it freaked me out because I like animals, but you never know.
Right.
Like, I've never been around camels. I didn't know.
Right.
Oh my goodness. But you're so cute. Let's take a selfie.
Yeah. Oh,
Was it a boy camel?
Yeah.
That's why.
That's right. He had the camel toe. Why? Why do I do that? Why? Stop when you're ahead, Lisa. It was really wild. That was one of my favorite parts, is literally the things that you experience that is so normal there.
Yeah.
And here it's shocking. It's
Right.
like amazing. It's such a culture difference and what you see day to day.
That's what's so cool about doing something like that, is that you get to experience different cultures and different parts of the world.
Different
This
food.
whole world
Yeah.
is like a blessing to us, right? It's
Yeah.
something from God that we're supposed to enjoy.
Right.
And here you are getting to, like, you're serving, but by serving, you get to experience so much of the gift that we were given.
Yeah.
the
It's
Yeah.
you really, if you don't leave the United States, you're so sheltered. Like if you have an opportunity to leave and go to a different country and just explore and see how other people live,
Experience something
their
different,
food, their culture, their dress, their religion, their non-religion, everything. It's so amazing. And America is so much newer than all these other countries. So when you go, you see this architecture and these buildings and things from so long ago.
Yeah, the history. Wow. Yes.
And the money in the Middle East.
Oh.
It's unreal. Like here's a picture of a restaurant that we went in, and it wasn't like a nice part of town. Check this out.
Wow.
This is a
Skid Row?
restaurant
Wow.
in a flea market.
Wow. In
A flea market.
Wow.
It wasn't even this like big prestigious, this all the detail
Wow.
in this restaurant is
a Sizzler.
yeah, exactly. It's an Applebee's, guys.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was your joke.
Yes. We got to see a lot of things. I mean, honestly, when you're on a tour, you're going from base to base to base. You might get 1 or 2 days off, and that's because you're traveling and resting. That's it. But when you're on a military tour, pretty much every single day you're moving, going somewhere, or performing. It's not a vacation unless you add a few days to the end of it or beforehand. But it's really exhausting. Plus the time change. It was the exact opposite, basically, of what we were here. It was a 16-hour flight to get to Kuwait on coach.
Wow.
The government is not going to spring for you to go in first class. So I had a back pillow. I had a neck pillow. I brought my own blanket.
Yeah, because you can't have those anymore. They don't.
Yeah,
give those
and you
out.
can't have drugs.
Oh.
How are you going to do a 16-hour flight without some weed, man? How are you going to, like, not even a gummy or anything? It's not, I'm not even big into that, but you're just like so sequestered.
Yeah.
And then there's babies crying, and there's it was brutal. My back is still hurting. On 2 of the bases, we did the canine tour, which is, it's not a tour. They basically show you how they train the dogs for combat. Obviously there's things that the dogs can smell out and detect that help protect the soldiers, and also when there's someone attacking, they are trained to subdue them, and there's usually multiple attackers. So the dog will attack one person, one assailant, and then if someone else is moving or coming toward the dog or posing a threat, all the canine handler has to do is give the dog a signal, and it immediately lets go of one person and latches onto another.
Wow.
It's unbelievable.
So that's a thing. We want to make it as risky as we can.
On one of the bases, Brian Kiley decided to put the suit on where you put a sleeve on and then you put a jacket on that the dogs really can't bite through. It's very thick. So they'll let the dog basically latch on for a second so you can feel the power of the dog and also see how the dog takes a command, how well it listens. So Brian did that and it was like, ha, ha, ha. You know, me and Carmen are like, you're nuts. We are not going to try that. They're like, who wants to try it? I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I love dogs. I do not want to be traumatized and have a dog attack me. Right. So Brian made it look easy because Brian's at least 6 foot and he works out, you know. Right. So he was steady. He didn't get rustled to the ground or anything. So the next base, Carmen's like, I want to try it. And I'm like, nah, I'm good. I saw, this is a video of the dog that latched onto Carmen. This is before it latched onto Carmen. I was watching how they're just doing this demonstration so that we can see the power of the dog. Watch this. He literally chases this guy down like he's nothing.
Wow.
And this is over, this is in a outside, and this is still 120 degree heat.
And
this guy's wearing this jacket, this full suit, when the dog is told to attack him because he's running away from the actual police. So this is a drill. Look at how scary that is.
Yeah.
And
terrifying.
And someone's like, you want to put on the coat? No. In what world would I want to subject? No.
I know how
no.
dogs to love me.
Yes. So Carmen, she has balls of steel because she's like, I'll do it because Brian made it look so easy and that was a different base. Well, the dog latched on to Carmen's upper arm and took her to the ground within seconds. What I was doing for Carmen was holding her phone, shooting the video. When she went down to the ground, she was like, ow, it's hurting. I think it bit through. Stop. But because we're all comedians, the soldiers there were like, oh, she's kidding.
Joking.
She's doing a bit.
Oh, no.
So the dog starts doing the thing, you know, where they grab on and they're like doing this thing, almost like tug of war to her arm.
Oh, my God.
She's screaming and I'm filming it the whole time. I felt like the shittiest friend ever, but I knew that if I made any sudden movements, because I wanted to go help her, the dog would have attacked me and I wasn't wearing gear.
Right.
So I was like, Carmen, I'm so sorry. Here I am like videoing, holding totally still and not able to do anything. A few seconds later, they got the dog off of Carmen, but her arm was all bruised up and it was scary because like the dog didn't bite through the material, but it did leave it's that strong, the jaws of a dog. And then
crazy.
And then when they do that thing where they're tearing at you.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I hope she gets 1 million hits. You can go to Carmen Lynch comic, I think.
Check out the video.
Yes, on her Instagram. Oh my goodness. We'll try to send a link. We'll put a link in the description so you can actually see it. It was insane.
It's another one of those.
Yes. Yes, we're going to put it here. Oh my gosh. So that was a crazy experience and I still will never do it.
Even now.
Even the next time, even though I know.
This guarantees.
No, no, wait. Look at this guy getting mauled by the dog. No, I'm not going to do it.
Holy. All right, Carmen, you're next. Oh.
So here's some of my favorite jokes that I wrote just for the troops. I don't know if they're going to work anywhere else, but it was just so fun to do material about stuff that they see every day that to me was so crazy. Like one of the things that we had to do is most of the bases had outdoor toilets. kind of like a nice porta potty. And I'm not that girl. Remember, I don't camp. I like indoor everything, plumbing, the whole thing. So outside of these toilets were these huge water tanks that would help you to flush and also be used for washing your hands. So, and some of them actually had showers in there that were not great either. But because it was so hot and it was summertime, these tanks, the sun makes the water like boiling water.
Oh,
so
wow.
You go in and you're dripping sweat trying to take a shower in 500 degree water.
Wow.
It was crazy. So you use the bathroom, you go to wash your hands, and they of course have soap and paper towels, but you don't need the soap because the water is
so
200
hot.
degrees.
Wow.
It removes a layer or two of skin. So you don't need soap. So
Right.
all of these things are what I talked about on stage. And here's some of that.
You guys have 2 coffee shops, right? And you put the shares a mile apart. What? You gotta walk, shave off a ball, and like shit on a toilet seat at 500 degrees. Oh, and then the best part, you want to wash your hands. Clap if you were one of the people that actually toured us around and took us into the tanks, and that's it. 3 of you showed up. Yeah, I know. It was so freaking hot. Like I got inside the tank and it was amazing. Like there's all these things, but it's even hotter, as you know, inside. So I'm in there and I start suffocating. And the guy that was showing me what to do, he was so kind. He reached in and he's like, "Ma'am, do you need some help?" And put his hand in there, and I'm like, "Yeah, I can't." Get someone younger. And here to give me mouth to mouth. Anybody? It's just so good. I'll take a woman. It doesn't matter. It's just if you single, you guys are gonna autograph my tits. You don't even understand. I flew them 2 days to be here, and it's really dry outside, but it's very moist. You know what I'm saying? Someone on another base told me that their nickname for infantry is Crunchies. Have you guys heard of this? See, that's what I mean. Every single base has their nicknames for one another. And so this guy, after the show, I didn't know what that meant. And he goes, "Okay, if you've ever played D&D," and I was like, "What the hell is that?" And then he goes, "Dungeons and Dragons. It's Dungeons and Dragons. So if you play D&D, the infantry is like the barbarians on Dungeons and Dragons." And then I was like, "Oh, you're a virgin. All right, now that makes sense." That's
And the weirdest part is the airports were so different than here. The airports in the Middle East are beautiful. They're so high end. It's like walking into
a palace.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's so much money out there. You know how we have like a Mac store, and that's really nice. And some of the airports, they had whole areas for kids to play.
Oh
like
my gosh,
a playground, but indoors.
Wow.
They had stores. They had Rolex watches.
Wow.
They had an Apple store. You could buy computers.
An Apple store at the airport?
At the airport.
Wow.
It was insane. And the security was so much higher there too. Like here, you walk through, you check in, you go through our lame ass security, and then you're in. You're in for your flight. There, you get checked 3 or 4 times.
Wow.
Qatar was the last base that we had done, Qatar, or however you want to pronounce it.
I think you have a joke about it.
Yes, it's so frustrating because people pronounce it every different way. Anyway, when we were at the airport there, it was crazy because you get through the first round of security, right? Where they go through bags and you have to have your passport. Okay, so when you get into that line, they check your passport at different points of the line before you even put your bag on the little belt to go through security.
Conveyor belt, yeah.
So they have people at different points in the line.
Wow.
I'm like, I just passed you. This is the same person. I have a passport. You have cameras everywhere.
Yeah.
What am I going to smuggle in in one row of people?
Right.
But because people can hand you something to take in, they keep checking. So you get your passport checked like every 5 minutes. So then you get your bags on the other side, which you could be searched further, which I was a couple times. So then you walk through, and then before you get on your flight, you have to go through another conveyor belt thing. But it gets more and more astringent. Okay. So when I walked through the first one, we were there early. So we had at least an hour and a half before our flight. So we were getting coffee, and I, bought a bottled water. I did not know that if you have a bottled water that you purchased in the airport, you know how you can't bring it through? Okay, that I understand. But when you purchase it after you've crossed through security, you should be fine. It's from the airport. Right. I have my receipt, the whole thing. So we get to the gate, we're checking in, there's another conveyor belt. And they go, ma'am, two of those. Not just one, 2 conveyor belts. Wow. You go through one, and I had the bottled water, and there was fine. I go through another one right before you get on the flight. There's two more, 3 total.
Wow.
I have this bottled water in my bag, but I'm like, oh, no big deal. You can bring liquids if you bought it inside of the airport.
Right.
They're like, no, it has to be in a plastic bag. And I'm like, it is in a plastic bag. Yeah. It's called a bottle.
Right.
This is plastic.
Right.
So any amount of water that you had or any sort of liquid couldn't go through.
Wow.
So, of course, me being me, I'm like, oh, I'm bringing this on board. I bought this at the airport for $7. It's a small bottled water. I'm bringing it on board. And they go, you can't bring it on board unless it's wrapped the right way.
Wow.
And I go, this is wrapped in plastic. And then the guy was arguing with me. He saw me getting so heated, and I go, I bought it right there at that coffee shop. I'm having a meltdown because I had no sleep. I'm just on a different time zone. It's crazy. So I'm having a meltdown, and I'm like, I'm bringing my water. Here's my receipt. I almost got arrested.
I was going to say,
because women are not supposed to argue over there, right? Wow. We don't really have the same rights there. And I'm yelling at a man.
Right.
And I'm like, in Los Angeles, that's just what we do. But in Qatar, you don't do that. Right. So another person had to come over, realized that I was American and that I don't understand the customs and whatever, and I'm having a meltdown. So he's like, okay, lady, let me see your receipt. And he looked at the receipt, the date, the time, that it said water bottle on it. Mm-hmm. And that was the only way that they'd let me on.
Wow.
I was like, you know what? I have some liquid in my bladder. Do you want me to wrap that up? Or should I check that before I get on the... It was crazy.
Yeah.
There was so many different things that their customs and how they do stuff. But like, they are not... It is no joke.
Yeah.
Getting through security at any of those airports. And the other thing is, if you're going to travel through the Middle East, make sure you have the right size bag.
Oh.
Because they will charge you or make you check your bag. It's insane. So the little bag, the carry-on bag, is smaller than the ones that we're allowed.
Oh, really?
And also a lot less weight. Like,
oh, wow.
Yeah. It's I think you're only allowed to bring in about, it's something insane, like 18 pounds. Mm. Most bags are 10 pounds.
Right. Just the bag alone.
My vibrator's 10 pounds.
That's all there is. There's nothing left.
Right. Like, where am I going to, what? We'll put it in plastic if you want. So crazy. I learned so much. Oh, and this is one of my favorite moments. This was at a base in Bahrain. These are some boys that wanted me to sign their bodies. I loved it. Oh my gosh, because they're all like tough. And then I went for his nips, and he's like, no, that's weird.
Oh, that's hysterical.
And I'm like, call me mommy.
They wanted you to sign their chest.
Yeah.
Like their buff chest.
Yeah.
Like, stay
I
away
got to
from the
sign
nips.
a chest. I got to sign thighs.
Oh my gosh.
It was insane. It was so much fun. Now that was me serving my country.
We want pictures there. Yes.
Okay, you guys, we will see you in 2 weeks. Love you guys. Thanks for tuning in to Find the Funny with Lisa Alvarado. See you next time.